What's old Temm been up to, I hear you say? Well, quite a bit, my friends, quite a bit. Let me humbly tell you about a week in which I was awesome. First, let me just go down and turn on that enzyme geyser thing so my animals can have some playtime.
Get 'em, boys.
And that's going to keep them amused for a bit. Because I live here now, up above the geyser, which gives me quite a fancy bidet if you time it just right. Before this life of luxury, though, I had myself a bit of an adventure. As I promised, we did go back to the desert, and we fought our way across that burning land. And we did make it back to the old ranch, and my tribe reunited with the Moa King and his tribe.
Hey, mate.
And we formed a new tribe, a huge one with battle-hardened warriors. We even turned off the creature deterrent to keep the troops sharp and keep that food coming in. Those sandhorns, by the way, give a heap of food. If you find yourself short and you have a heap of mates coming over for a last-minute barbecue. And then, after a time of settling down, we decided to head back to that TPS base and get my body back, and maybe give them a bit of biff for killing me when I invaded them last time. Most of the TPS had left though, and they even took their stairs with them. But I did have to blow up a drone carrier. And I got to shoot some TPS in the face with explosive arrows as self-defense. Also, my pack had managed to set themselves on fire, so I told them all to stop, drop and roll. But only the slinker did it. And more drones rolled in, so I had to leave my pack and find a way to stop them. I fought my way to the top of a tower and I rubbed a head on a stick, and that seemed to do the trick and it turned off all the drones. And then I killed a spaceship with an arrow, which made some lady really mad.
You bastard!
Well, it was just a spaceship.
Don't you dare! Follow me!
Yeah, no worries there, mate.
And there was just no reasoning with her, so I left her to it. When I got back to my pack, they were still on fire and they kept setting each other on fire. And I had to separate them to stop this perpetual fire. And most got really hurt and a lot of the skulks died. A raptor must have died and got reborn, because here he is, he's still on fire. And then he died again. No, wait, he survived. And if he grows up, I'm going to call him Phoenix Firelord. Anyway, we're all badly injured, so I said, loot up, and I'll meet you back at our camp. And maybe that was a mistake. I was hoping if I ran fast enough, they would all appear at the ranch when I arrived. And it didn't quite work out like that. A few stayed close as I travelled. And that's when a disaster happened. The Moa King was taken out by a 59-year-old cougar. That happened to me once when I was nightclubbing in the 90s. Anyway, it's a tragic way to go out, so I went back to retrieve the body. Out of respect, of course, and because he had a heap of loot on him from the TPS base, including a toilet, which was going to be a relief after spending 1,000 hours on this planet. I'm not sure how it works in ICARUS though, there's got to be some sort of backflap technology, I'd imagine. I took his head too, because that's what he would have wanted, and I offered him up an old Viking prayer.
Should I stole my land in your dick?
Then I got back to the ranch to meet up with the survivors, but without the Moa King there wasn't much tying me to this ranch. This was his kingdom. And I loved the tundra, I've got to be honest. And I started to feel a real kinship with the slinkers. I wanted to raise them and find some of those rare ones, maybe even a legendary one. I really like the idea of building around the enzyme geyser I found and just raising slinkers and making exotics. So instead of becoming this cool, mysterious hermit I always wanted to be, I became that crazy cat lady that lives down the end of your street. Oh, and I won this hover frame in an underground racing tournament a prospector named Infinity Gaming was running. I got a long way ahead using some clever shortcuts and a lot of my heart. But then I stopped to kill a sandworm with a machete, and the others caught up. So I came third, but I took a bike anyway.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I'll be going now.
Infinity Game has got all the knowledge you need, so go check them out for all your ICARUS tips and secrets. Then I stopped off at Eden to send up some exotics, and I made some small talk with the locals.
Hey, how are you? Yep. No.
I got back home and hung out with my cats. Then I got a phone call from a mate. Sorry fellas, I've got to take this.
Hey, Churchy. Hey, Tim. It's happened again. Oh, mate, every bloody weekend. Yeah, me and the boys, we got on it last night, again. I got no idea where they got to. They took off with the speeder bikes. Well, can't you round them up, mate? Mate, I'm crook as a dog. Just one sec. Hey, you guys, keep it down. Sorry, yeah, alright. Send me the coordinates and hopefully they'll be sober up by the time I find them. Cheers, mate.
So I gathered up Bloodfire Shark Feather and I took 3 slingers along too. That's what I'm up to now. Gonna round up Captain Church and his crew and hopefully steal one of his overbikes too. Catch you all later in the next episode. Bye bye.